Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from 4PBE2 Nahdlatul Ulama Islamic University. Our group consists of me, Lulu Armansuro, and my friend Aina Ahli Sabila. In this occasion, we want to present about the material of theories and principles in TESOL. Our topic today is about teaching writing. The first is literacy of writing. In the past, people tended to view someone literate if they could manipulate value technical skills, writing tools, and etc. But now era, people tended to view someone literate if they can read and write in certain situations and for certain purposes. So, in foreign language teaching, teachers have to decide what kind of writing teachers expect from students and what kind of literacies teachers are asking from them. The first is about handwriting. In teaching writing, teacher can get students to write words and sentences, showing them with the help of solid and dot lines how tall letters should be and where the round part of the word finish and etc. But remember, handwriting is personal issue. Students should not all be expected to use exactly the same style, and teachers should encourage students with problematic handwriting to improve. The next is spelling. One of the reasons that spelling is difficult for students of English is that the correspondence between the sound of a word and the way it is spelled is not always obvious. So, in teaching spelling, when students work on different phonemes, teachers need to draw their attention to the common spelling of those phonemes. Teachers should also get them to look at different ways of pronouncing the same letters or combination or letters, or have them do exercise to discover spelling rules. And then, when students come across new words, teacher can ask them what other words they know with the same kinds of spelling or sound. And when students listen to recordings, students can study transcript or copy down section of the recording. The next is layout and punctuation. Such differences are easily seen in the different punctuation conversion for the question of direct speech, which different language use, or the way in which many writers use commas instead or as much as full stop. Punctuation is frequently a matter of personal styles. Violation of well-established customs make a piece of writing look awkward to many readers. So, to be successful as writers in our own or another language, we need to be aware of these layouts and use or modify them when appropriate to get our message across as clearly as we can. And then, approaches to student writing. There are a number of different approaches to the practice of writing skills both in and outside the classroom. So, teachers need to choose between them, deciding whether we want students to focus more on the process of writing. The first is process and product. In its simple form, a process approach asks students to consider the procedure of putting together a good piece of work. We might, for example, discuss the concept of first and final drafts with our students and then ask them to say whether the activities listed here take place at first or final stage and to put them in the best order. The next is genre. When teachers concentrate on genre, students study text in the genre in which they are going to be writing before they embark on their own work. So, if teachers want them to write business letter of various kinds, teachers let them look at typical models of such letters before starting to compose their own. And if teachers want them to write newspaper articles, teachers have them study real example of news article.
And the next material is creative writing. The term creative writing suggests imaginative tasks, such as writing poetry, stories, and plays. When teachers set up imaginative writing tasks so that their students are thoroughly engaged, The students frequently strive harder than they might for some routine assignments. While students are writing a simple poem about someone they care about or trying to construct a narrative of their childhood, they are tapping into their own experience. And then writing is a cooperative activity. Writing in groups, whether as part of a long process or as part of a short game-like communicative activity, can be greatly motivating for students, including as it does not only writing but research, discussion, peer evaluation, and group pride in a group accomplishment. And then building the writing habit. We need to help students build the writing habit so that they recognize writing as being a normal part of classroom practice. Building the writing can be done with a range of activities. We can promote instant writing by dictating half a sentence with which the student have to complete, or they can write about how a piece of music makes them feel that the music tells them to write. And then writing for learning and writing for writing. Writing for learning is the kind of writing we do to help students learn language. When we get them to write the narrative, it is their ability to write a story that counts, not just their use of the past tense. If we are to build the students' writing skill as opposed to building their writing habits or getting them to write language practice, we will have to use such writing for writing tasks as often as is appropriate. And last is the roles of the teachers. That's motivator. One of principal role in the writing task will be motivate the student. We need creating the right with we need creating the right condition for generation of ideas, and then persuading them of the usefulness of the activity, and then encouraging them to make as much effort as possible for maximum benefit. We may need to suggest lines to those who cannot think of anything, or at least prompt them with our own ideas. And then research. We should be ready to supply information and language where necessary, and tell students that we are available to look at their work as it progresses, and then offering advice and suggestion in a constructive and tactful way. And then feedback provider. Giving feedback on writing tasks demands special care. We should respond positively and encouragingly to the content of what we students have written. And that's all from us. We hope you understand it. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.